Welcome to Chef Tips UK with me, Chef Ricky. If you're brand new here, hit that subscribe button, you know what to do, really helps us out. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter as well if you want. Today we are doing fish and chips. What a classic. So first thing I'll mention, I've got a fryer set up here. To get that authentic fish and chip taste, you really do need to be using a fryer. Obviously you can kind of do it in the oven or in a pan. We're not really going to discuss that too much. I've got a fryer here. I've just gone with some nice vegetable oil in it. Obviously you can use like walnut oil or something if you're loaded, and you can fill a fryer that big up with walnut oil. I'm just using the standard veg oil. Sunflower oil is also nice to use. But let's get on. So the first things first, we're going to make a beer batter for the fish. I've got 200 grams of self-raising flour here. Self-raising as opposed to plain, it really helps the batter puff up. It's really nice. And then I've just got a bottle of 500ml bottle here, and we're just going to add it and just judge it on adding it. We want it to be like quite thick. The bottle of beer, I've had it in the fridge for a bit to cool it down a bit, but the batter's going to go in the fridge anyway. So what we're going to do, 200 grams of self-raising flour here, and we're going to add beer. We're going to add a bit of beer. I've got lager. I've got kind of like a steady, I think this is about a 5% lager. Yeah, 4.8. You kind of want to be using like a more premium lager as opposed to like a 4%. And all you're going to do is add a bit, whisk it in. And as you can see, that's too thick. So then you add a little bit more. And why I use lager is because it's so bubbly, so airy. That's what gives it the nice crispness. So we've added about, I'd say, 3/4 of that bottle. So 3/4 of 500 millilitres. Cameraman, go! 3/4 of 500 millilitres. If you don't know, I don't know. Let's work it out. It's about 125. What we're saying about 375 millilitres of beer there, maybe. Yeah, 375 millilitres of beer, and I would say that is a perfect consistency. It's got some nice thickness to it. Whisk it in, get a touch of salt and pepper in there, and then all we're going to do with that is we're going to leave it in the fridge just to chill up while we cook our chips. Right, so let's go into these potatoes. I've got Maris pipe here. I've pretty much used them in all my videos. They are just such a good potato to use. You don't want to be using potatoes that are used for, like, say, baking potatoes, because of the high sugar content. They'll just burn really quickly in the fryer. Sorry, am I keeping you up? The cameraman stood there yawning at me. Sorry about me. Right, so I've got some Maris pipers here. You kind of want to be using, depending on the size of potato, 1 to 2 potatoes per person. I love chips, so I've got a fair few potatoes here. I'm going to get them peeled up and in some water. You know how to peel a potato, guys, so I won't show you that. Right, so got these potatoes peeled. One thing I did do is I've got a pan of water, and I'm just bringing that up to the boil, and I've started to preheat my fryer to 130 degrees, really low. So all we're going to do when we chop these up, we're just going to take a look at them. We're not going to do like uniform chips or anything. I kind of like having different size chips. So you get your nice big ones, then you get your little crispy ones. I just think it adds a bit more texture. If you do them all the same size and universal, there's not much variety of texture going on. So what I'm going to do is just sort of cut down there, turn it round, cut down there, and you kind of just want them to look like chips. It's a bit self-explanatory really. Like, them ones I'll probably just go in half. Got this nice one here. Just be really careful. Potatoes can be quite tough to cut through, and all you want to do is just, you know, cut them into chips. It's not rocket science. Right, so once you cut all your chips up, get them back in the bucket, or bowl as I'm using, I don't know why I said that. And what you want to do is you want to leave them to sort of just soak in the water for a bit. It just helps release some of the starch. That's going to help crisp them up a bit. My water here is coming up to the boil. It doesn't actually have to be boiling. And all we're going to do is just carefully just drop these chips into the water. Right, so one thing I did forget to do is season this water. I'm going to add about 2 good pinches of salt to this water. What that's going to do is just help season the chips. So that's the potato is going to actually absorb that saltiness of the water. Right, so if you get down here, you can see the water is just starting to come up to the boil. That's took about 5 minutes. And if we have a look at these chips, the edges are still quite firm. So we're just going to leave them to boil for 5 minutes. Just slightly, what we're looking for is the edges will slightly, that one sort of get in there, slightly soften up. And then we'll take them out and we'll get them in the fryer. Right, so these chips have been boiling for about 5 minutes. And if I get one out, just to quickly show you, I don't know, can you get a good view of this chip here? The edges have just started to soften up. Be careful because they are quite hot. So what we're going to do with these now is we're going to turn this off. And then we're just going to strain these into a sieve. You can use a colander if you want. Obviously be careful because the water is literally boiling. So I'm just going to strain these off. You kind of want to get rid of as much water as you want, because if you put water into a fryer it will bubble like mad. So I'm just going to sort of just strain these over here into a fresh bowl. Same again. I've done like way too many chips for just 2 people here. Like I'm well getting some chip butties on the go after recording. Right, so my fryer, it's gone green, it's ready. All I'm going to do is not drop everything, is just sort of take my basket. I'm going to drop a fair few chips in there. I'm going to get my other basket and I'm going to do the same with this. Spread them out a little bit evenly. As you can see, the sides are all starting to fluff up in the fryer at 130. And because we've strained them off, they shouldn't bubble up too much. Because it's only on 130, it shouldn't make too much noise. But we're just going to cook these out for about 15 to 20 minutes. What we want is we want the chips to now get fully cooked. So we want, when we take these out, we want the chips to be really nice and soft. Right, so these chips have been cooking for about 15 minutes now. If we pull them up, give them a feel, be careful, obviously the fryer's on 130, and just give them a little squeeze. You can put a knife through them if you want. I can tell they're really nice and soft. So what we're going to do with them, get them in a bowl. Get the fryer right up to 190. Right, so green light on the fryer, so green means go. I've got a batter out the fridge here. I'm just going to give this a little whisk up. As you can see, it's really nice still. Well, I didn't know if you could see that or not, but I'm just going to get rid of the whisk. So I've got some nice little cod fillets here. We've got the skin removed. Just got these from the supermarket. Obviously you can go to fishmongers or something. Just got these out of the fridge. I'm just going to give them a nice generous seasoning with a bit of salt, pepper. I quite like a little bit of pepper, not too crazy on the pepper. And then all we're going to do is, I've got some, you can use self-raising or plain flour here. I had some self-raising out from the batter, so I'm just going to go into some self-raising and I'm just going to dust the fish with some self-raising flour, rub it in. This is just going to help the batter stick to the fish. So once your fish is coated in flour, we're just going to drop both pieces into the batter, and what we're going to do is just sort of pinch the end of the fish Make sure it's really nicely coated. And then we're going to go into the fryer. We're just going to leave it just for about 10 to 15 seconds just to sear it off before we then gently lay it away from us. And then the same with the next piece. Now we want to leave these to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. They shouldn't take too long because they're quite thin pieces. You want to get the batter really nice and crispy. Obviously you want to make sure the fish is cooked on the inside. Right, so I've got you in here in the fryer. All we're going to do, they've been cooking here for about 3 minutes, so all we're going to do is flip them over. As you can see, that batter's really nice. Right, so back to the classic traditional view now, and I'm just going to turn these fish over once again. We want them just cooking nice and evenly. I'm just going to set up a plate here. I've just got a bit of kitchen roll on there. I'm going to go 2 pieces, so all I've done, a bit of kitchen roll. What that's going to do is help absorb that extra oil from the fish. So we're going to take these out. Look at them. Just dangle them for 5 to 10 seconds. Just to get rid of some excess oil. Look at them. They're really nice and crispy. So we're just going to leave them to the side, let them rest. I've got a sieve here, and all I'm going to do is sieve off these batter bits. So you can keep these if you're a fan of the batter bits. Right, so then what we're going to do is get these chips in. Because the fryer's at 190, we're going to cook these chips for about 5 minutes whilst the fish is resting. Get them really nice and crispy. Right, so these chips have been cooking for about 5 minutes now. Look at them bad boys. If I take one out, the red hot. Look at them, really nice and crispy they are. Wonderful colour on them. Drop them in there. Oh, it's all gone peak tongue. Right, so I've just dropped them into a bowl with a bit of kitchen roll in. Nice bit of fresh sea salt on them. Little bit of fresh sea salt on top of that fish. I forgot lemon. Obviously a nice bit of lemon to garnish the fish up with. But obviously I forgot it. So on there with some of them lovely, crispy, triple cooked chips. Right, so let's get this fish. Oh, look at that. If we look at that, look how moist that fish is. Really nice crispy batter on that. So only one thing left to do really. That fish is beautiful. Let's give these chips a try. Oh. They are so crispy. Really nice and fluffy on the inside. Really nicely seasoned. So, there we have it. Beer battered fish, triple cooked chips, as simple as that. You guys can rustle them up anytime at home. Loads cheaper, loads nicer than going to the chippy. So, get on it guys, get watching, get cooking. Until next time, keep on chefing.